We're live. Okay.
Hello,
Hey
everyone.
everyone. Hope you're having a great Sunday. Um, as usual, give us a few minutes for us to share our live feed and then we'll get back to our live show. Thank you. I have that in the chat. So, all right. Oh, I think Miss Areta dropped. Hi, Miss Ape. I see you. Happy Sunday to you, dear.
Sorry, Miss Olivia. Sorry.
Yeah,
I was trying
no,
to get that thing. Oh my God.
not a problem. So I think we can start.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So thank you all for joining us. I know if you're a follower, you already saw on our Facebook page this morning. Here we have Mama Atem Emilia Ode. She is the mom of one of our co-hosts, Miss Molly. If you notice, it's just Miss Henrietta and I today because Miss Molly lost her mom. So we are bereaved. We're grieving with her. And this is Mama right here, as you can see on our screen. We want the our viewers to put Miss Molly and her family in their prayers as they're going through this very difficult time. From us, the Molly Show co-host, Miss Molly, we want to tell you that we are here for you. We want to tell you to be strong. We want to tell your siblings to be strong. From all your stories, Mama lived a very, very fun and happy life, a prayerful one. Mama will always be in church in a prayer group with her prayer warriors, I should call them. Mama was very dedicated to her family. We've heard so many stories about Mama from you, Molly. So we want to tell you, Mama is proud of you. Mama is happy that you all could be very strong. You all grow up very, very, very responsible children. She is very happy wherever she is. So again, from myself, Miss Henrietta, and the whole of the Molly Show hosts and the viewers, we want to say accept our deepest sympathy. Miss Henrietta, if you have anything to say about Mama.
Oh, thank you, Miss Olivia. I want to thank the viewers for always being the show, watching us. And at this moment that we're grieving, I want to thank you still for being here. All of you know Miss Molly. She's a small, fair, and beautiful one. And there's really no much to say about grieving, but we just beg that you guys put her in prayers. And at the same time, on behalf of the Mollie Show and us, we've always expressed ourselves for who we are. And I think Molly has always, most of the time, expressed about her mom sometimes on the show. And with that, sometimes you give your life example, and her mom was an exemplary one to her. And I swear, if you see her mom and you see her right now, you look at Molly, you be like, they've been so close and they love each other. So we just beg the viewers to put them in prayers. And if you know you have Molly's number or you have anything, you can inbox her with your some, send her some kind words. She really needs it at this moment. We all have our flaws, but at moments like these, the Bible says it's better to go to a place of mourning than the place of joy. So I'm begging everyone at this time to reach out to her any way you can. Text, just talk to her. This is the time she needs our love, her concern. And I know that Mama is in a happy place, like Miss Olivia said. And I pray that the family out in Cameroon, they stay strong together, to get this going together, to think about Mama at this time and about the love she poured to the family. So, Miss Olivia, over to you so we can start the show.
Thank you so much, Miss Henrietta. Again, here is the very pretty mommy Akem Emilia Ode. We say, may you find peace in the Lord. All right. So today is going to be, you see, as we introduce our show, I just noticed that we did not even introduce ourselves today because, again, this is what is happening with us. We are bereaved. I see Miss Henrietta is wearing black, just like me. Something we didn't plan that. So, in the same light of what we are going through, we're going to put this as a topic today. So let's connect. We can have viewers that really have something to share. Maybe since they lost a loved one. Excuse me, because it is an experience. You cannot. I say you cannot explain it to somebody else except you go through. So maybe there's that thing that you want to tell us about how you cope losing that loved one. Please drop in the comment section and then we'll talk about it. How did you cope? To you, what does grief mean? It might not be something that you experience firsthand, right? You can even be close to someone and then they lose maybe their mom or their dad, and then you see how that turned their life around, maybe for the good or bad, because I always say there's something positive in even in a very negative situation. So that's what we want to talk about today. We're talking about grief. How do you cope with the loss of a loved one? How does it impact you, your life? Does it change it for the better? Do you move on? How did you cope? How did you move on? That is what we'll be talking about today. So, Mr. Reda, you want to go first?
Thank you so much, Miss Olivia. You were talking, I was trying to put down some notes on that. Remember when we started the show, you were like, I know you asked me something, and you know, the show we started this show, and we never anticipated something like this. To be very honest with you,
Yep. Yep.
and to talk about it, it's hard, even though it's part of life, but we have to talk about it. But the Molly show wasn't about this. But I want to thank Mama for giving us this opportunity in the Molly show to say something like this because we know a lot of people are going through this. And like Miss Olivia said, what is grief to you? It can be any person. Have you ever grieved someone? Have you ever had a death in your family? Like she said, we know you've had, put it in the comment section and tell us about your story, how you cope with it, how that person that changed your life. If you moved on of it, out of it, are you still grieving, still holding it? Most things like this comes with experience, like what you've gone through, because you can't say things like this, Miss Olivia, without having had it before. It's not like a storyline that you just go to Facebook or
Hmm.
internet opening up and like, oh, this person. This is something that you've had, you felt, and you know how to move on. In my own experience, being at this age of 40 years and above, I've seen a lot. But this is one thing that I experienced back in the 90s. But no, in the 80s, like in 1980 something, when we were still kids, we're back in Bangui. That's in Cameroon, Bangui, the Northwest Province, and that wasn't as common as it is today.
Okay, my
I'm
brother.
bringing this back because today that is like it's okay, it's normal. But no, in those days, I remember you can be in where we were, you hear of death like after a month or two or three, sometimes years, and by then you wouldn't even you feel it like you don't even see the death. Most of the time, you see you're scared, but now it's different. Now it's like every second, every minute. I don't know. That is like it's common. And I had this experience in the 90s when my elder brother died. We were seven, so we lost our elder brother. He was, you know what it means to lose a firstborn of the house, and it's a boy. You know how African parents, we believe in male child being the first, and who is going to be my successor, all these. He passed away when womb in the 1990s. I can remember, yeah, 1990s. He passed away, and it was my own experience in grief is this. I have this thought of if I know somebody has to go through something, I feel it. I was still then, I was think I was 10 years old, yeah. 10 years old. And in a week, I was just praying, not praying, singing the gospel song, making reefs. We had this cypress tree, cutting, just doing some weird stuff. Because our parents, my mom was in Bamenda with my brother when he was sick. They didn't want to tell us what was happening. We knew he was sick, but we didn't know he's dying. So I had this dream, and every day I'll just get up, sing. I'm just crying for no reason. And the day they told us that he passed away, I was like, oh my God, was that a sign? You know, I wouldn't, I felt really bad because at the age of 10, you know what death is. You know, there's this thing that dead, kids don't know dead like in 1 to 5 years, but when they from above five, they know what dead is. So from then on, it was my sibling. So it was really hard on us because he was not the, he was an exemplary brother. He was like my dad, calm, quiet. He's not like me. I talk a lot. He was calm, quiet, and he was nice. So it was a big loss to us. And I can imagine what Miss Molly is going right now. It is her mom. I haven't lost my mom. I told her the other day, I don't know how to tell you how to grieve your mom. But all I'm here for is to condole, ask you what you need, and I'm out to help you. But I believe that only somebody who loves the mom can understand what Miss Molly is going through and can really give her more advice to that. I know, Miss Olivia, you lost your mom. I know we're there, girl. I can imagine I knew what you went through. And right now you're still very strong, and I know that you being closer to Molly, you're really gonna help her. So over to you, Mama, about that. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Henrietta. Appreciate it. Let's take our comments. We have Miss Ape. She says happy Sunday. Thank you, Miss Ape, for always joining. We do appreciate you. And then we have Donia Sunshine. She says happy Sunday, ladies, and my deepest condolence to Miss Molly. Thank you so much, Miss Donia. We have Mr. Benedict. He says happy to see the crew and greetings all the way from Doha. Thank you so much, Benedict, for always joining. We do appreciate all our viewers and thank you all so much. Before we go to our topic, I'll just go back to the giveaway that we had, Miss Henrietta. I know a lot of people were waiting for um, the reward.
Yes.
Yes, we already got that list going, and we just had a problem with the viewer who was going to be in charge of that distribution because she was out of town and could not pick up your gifts. So be rest assured that this week we're going to come up with that list. We thank you all so much for always engaging in our posts, and don't be frustrated. We're going to sort that out, and everything goes back as the way it is. And again, thank you always so much for always joining and participating in our challenges that we have. All right. So let's go back to our topic of today. We're talking about grief. My network is buffering. Don't know why. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Hmm. All right. Give me one quick second here. All right. I think it's working better now. All right. So let's see. Miss Anita, can you hear me?
Perfect.
Okay. Cool. All right. So if you're just joining us today, again today is a sad day for us. Like I said earlier, we have it up on our page. We lost Miss Mollie's mom, so we're grieving today for Mama Emilia, as you can see on our screen. So we're going to talk about grief today. So if you have experienced grief, how you cope with it, if you want to share it with us, we'll be glad to read it out here. So just it's you're never ready for someone to go like go away forever, as I'll say. But when that time comes, you have to accept it and learn how to move on. I lost my mom 2016. She was sick for a while. So during that time, every morning you have to wake up and there's that phone call from home, and you're always hoping to hear something better and not the other way around. You're panicking, your heart is racing. You just want somebody to tell you something better, like, oh, she has been so, she ate today, she improved. But you always get those calls, if the health is deteriorating. And just like Miss Herita said, they did not tell them how bad it was. They never, I don't know why, they always be like, oh no, she's trying today and stuff like that. But I guess it's because of the distance. They are trying to cope with that, and they don't want you who is far away to have to cope with that news alone. So it took a while before I knew it was really going bad. And that's the price. Oh my God, that's the price one was paying for living abroad, because you cannot be there at that moment to, run around the hospital with the rest of your siblings, try to figure it out what's going on. So it was a very difficult day for me. And I tried as much to see the brighter side, like, okay, she's no longer suffering because she was sick. But it's hard because you want her to be there. You had plans. You are now working. You want to spoil her like anybody wants to spoil their mom, but she's not there. You are trying to ask yourself questions. You're trying to play back your days with her, hoping that you don't get to a point that you one story that you made her to be angry. You feel so bad. You're just hoping that every memory you had with her was the best. You want to keep that. You want that to stick in your mind, and it's a whole journey. Just like I told Miss Molly, it's not something you get over. I'm talking about my own part. I've not gotten over the fact that I lose my mom, but I'm trying, because I guess that's what she'll want from me. She'll want me to be strong. She'll want me to continue going to work, taking care of her grandkids, making my home a good, a very safe place for us. She will not want me to grieve every day. But you have those moments that you cannot just go that day without asking yourself questions like, what really happened? Why couldn't this person stay? We have Christians, and we have, of course, those who will not believe in Christianity or any religion. For the Christian, my mom was a very strong Presbyterian. Um, they believe that after that, you are in a perfect place, no more pain, no more sorrow. That's what I hope for. You're right. That's what I hope for, that. Okay. Because she was in and out of hospital the last year of her life. She was, getting pale and, couldn't speak and stuff like that. I would really, really, really wish that her belief that she had in the Lord Jesus Christ to be in a better place where no more pain, no more sickness. That is what I really wish for. So those are things that will keep someone who is grieving going. Like every day, you know that, okay, that person is not sick anymore. But again, you have those moments that you are so down. You just have to cry it out. I do it. There are days I think about my mom when I'm cooking, I'm hanging out with my kids, I'm going out and be like, oh, I really wish she was here. And it gets so difficult. The other part that I don't like about this grieving is when others want to tell you how to grieve. I think it's not right. I'll quote an example. I have my mom's picture uh, on my phone, like profile picture, stuff like that. One lady I had called one lady and she said, you know, leave me, mommy rest. Not to mommy for phone things. I was, I felt bad because I was like, damn, your mom is still alive. You don't tell me what to do with my mom's picture. I could put it, if you have come to my house, my mom's picture is there as you open the door. That's how I want it to be. That's how it makes me feel good. I kept the picture there because that is what I love. That's what is helping me. I'm talking about a topic. How do you cope with the loss of a loved one? If somebody is comfortable, right, in how they want to mourn their loved one, please let them be. Please. There are others who cut their hair like to they'll be shining like my face here. There are others who wear black. I did mourn my mom with a badge for a year because I thought it's going to help. Even if maybe physically it's not going to help you, but you feel happy that you have mourned someone. If that makes you going, please do it. And I'm just pleading with any other person. If you are seeing someone grieving, all you can do is support them. If I'm telling you I'm wearing black, if you're my friend, go buy me black. Say, where Olivia? I noticed that you're wearing black. This is a black dress to you to keep on. Don't come and tell me that I beg I don't oversee with that black clothes. Go move on. No. If that is what is making me to feel better that I'm mourning my mom, support me in that. Yeah, right. That is what that's a few things I saw during that period that I was grieving my mom that I did not like because I did not like the fact that other people wanted to tell me how to mourn my mother. Right. Miss Aneta, what do you want to say about this?
Oh, Miss Olivia, thank you. When you were talking, I was jotting down. I had to jot one thing about cut hair, and then you mentioned how people want to tell you how to grieve. Let me go to that one of cutting off the hair. When my brother died, I had to shave my hair, and I was really bored. My dad now has how do you call it, this bald thing in front. So so when my brother died, I was like, Dad, how are you gonna shave your hair? Just the patches at the corner? But at the end of it, when I shaved my hair board, I was like, oh, I look good in it. So I think that gave me confidence to keep shaving my hair from that day. I'm just trying to put some humor in this because, like you said, Mama, it doesn't really matter how old that person is. It really doesn't matter if you were so close to that person or not. It really doesn't matter if you people haven't talked for so many years. If that person dies and is your person, you feel it. You, you automatically you feel it. So, like she said, there's just let people grieve. But one thing I come to realize when people keep telling you, people that like when you had to put on your black, sometimes people don't know how to tell their friends it's gonna be okay. You know, maybe they were looking at you like, how can I please Olivia? Okay, let me just see. Mama, you keep wearing that black coat. Mama is good where she is. You know, people have their own way of saying it, but they really don't know how you feel like you say it because that's how you use it to mourn. That's how you use it to cope with it. And I'm happy you made them understand that. That's my own coping. That's one way of not you're not still grieving your mom when you're doing it. You're appreciating her, you're respecting her, like you're doing what you know that I should do for her. She's gone. And I'm happy she mentioned this because many viewers, that's what we do. Sometimes we see people unkept because they had a grief. We'll be like, oh, fix your hair, do this. And then when they fix it, they'll be like, oh, you fix your hair too much. Why are you not grieving? We go back and forth. I understand people. But that's why I've come to realize at this age that let them do what they want to do. The only thing you have to be like, okay, mama, your hair is so. You like I made this, so I feel your whole I'm small. There are ways there are ways to talk that won't annoy them, that won't spark them out of their comfort zone that they are mourning their person. So I'm just begging us that are trying to console our grief one, people that are grieving, our friends that are grieving, or whoever. There's a way of talking. Don't be sarcastic. Don't be like, see the way we did. Hey,
Mm-hmm. There's a
even
way.
mommy see you say mommy go vex. No, uh. Be like, mommy, mama, you get time. I feel you beg you run. Because yesterday I saw one of Mollie's friend's sister. She told me that she had to grab Molly to go make her nails. I was like, wow, that's amazing. That's what you do. You grab them. It's like somebody who has, I'm sorry to say this, like somebody who has cancer, they shave their hair. Some friends encourage or family members, they go, they shave their hair. Like Miss Olivia said, if you see that she likes black, sometimes you can put on black with her. You guys just move around. They'll be like, okay, mama, let's go. I buy you more black, And then sometimes you'll be like, this black too much. Oh, it is I know change color. There are ways, like she said, we have to like grieve with those who are grieving, but give them space, let them grieve. Just let them have that space. They need that space. If they are crying, let them cry. If they are rolling around, let them roll, but let them hurt themselves. Be there for them. You know, most of these, like you said, that your mom was religious. That was a good thing. I remember that story you told us. That was a very good thing. And Miss Molly's mom is the same. Sometimes we see, we're like, why do God take good people? But at the
Yep.
end of it, I know all of us are going to die, but like I said, it doesn't matter who, what age, it hurts. It's hurtful. So I want to come to this aspect of how do you cope with your grief? How do you cope with it? There's so many ways people cope with grief. Um, in medical field, there's so many ways people cope. But the most important one, two important ones that I've discovered is denial. When you deny something, Miss Olivia is like, God, please don't take. I remember when my brother was when he passed away. No, before he passed away, they told us like I think it was like 2 days that he's not gonna make it. And I believe I was like, I was telling God, okay, if you do this to my brother, I'm gonna do this to you. If you do me this, it was that's denial. Like you don't want to accept it. And that is a lot of things that people go through when their loved ones are sick, when they know the loved ones will make it. And that is a good thing because that takes you closer to God in a way that, most of the time we wait for when we have something really bad that we think of asking the person we believe in that we need help. So I believe denial is a very strong thing and it leads to a lot of things. It leads to depression, it leads to death. Because you can even be in a stage of mourning and denial and you also lose your life. I've discovered a lot of people, and I had a friend of mine that the mom passed away. I'm not being biased to the man. I'm not saying this so you all get angry, but statistics shows that if it's statistics, but I would say I'll give it a 50% chance that when a woman passed away, the man doesn't live long. I had a friend of mine, the mom passed away in 3 months, the dad passed away. He couldn't take it because he needed her. She was, women are like foundation to the house. And when the foundation is shaken, it's so hard for the man to hold it together. It's hard. And he's I don't think the man couldn't stay back to he couldn't grieve the wife. The only way he could grieve the wife is to meet her. But I come here to tell you all it's good to go through all those stages, but you have to be strong. And if Miss Olivia gives me permission, I know her mom passed away, her dad is still alive. I want to tell you, I think dad has passed that test. Your
Yeah.
dad has passed that test, Miss Olivia, because it's hard.
It's okay.
I tell you, I remember once I'll ask you most of the time, how is dad? You'd be like, he's fine. I'm like, thank you, Jesus, because he passed it. I'm here, I'm just here to plead with every man. I know sometimes you look at us, you be like, oh, my wife is this nagging, but there's a time that she's the stronghold of that household. And if you had shown your wife love, most of the time, the men keep them in heart in many ways. And go back to the kids. I know the kids will be there that to keep you strong. So there's so many ways to grieve, but I don't want you to grieve to the extent of being depressed and the extent of killing yourself, because people go through that. So I'm just here to tell Miss Molly and the family and all of us that are watching that are going through. You might also have lost a loved one right now. We're talking, or in so many, or yesterday, or whatever. But I'm begging you. I know it's hard, but you have to grieve it in an extent that you will take care of yourself and those that are left behind. So over to you, Miss Olivia.
Ooh, we have to hold on to of this show today before it gets too emotional. But thank you so much for that one, Miss Henrietta. All right, let me take some of the comments that I have. Well, from Miss Mizzy Carey, she says, "Happy Sunday. Hello, Mizzy. Good to see you today." We have Akian Naya. She says, "Thanks for tagging me." She's on. She says, "Greeting to the Mollie Show." And she says she's watching all the way from Galim village in the West region. Thank you so much. And she said that's true. It's hard for men to carry on. She was talking when Miss Henrietta talked about women passing away and leaving their husbands. And we have a good evening from Gama Zita, Miss Gama Zita, and she says, "Happy Sunday." Thank you all so much. If you are just joining us, we are mourning. Our co-host, Miss Molly, lost her mom. Yeah, she is the beautiful Mami Ode. So we are grieving today. So we use that and we put it for a topic in to respect Mama. How do you cope with the loss of a loved one? Have you ever lost a loved one before? How did you cope? How did you move on? What does grieving mean to you? If you have okay, if you have a comment, you can put that in the comment section, or we can talk it out. Miss Herita and I have just been sharing some of our experiences that we have had. Okay. So, Miss Herita, when you're talking about shaving, at first, uh, growing up, we used to watch movies, right? Especially the Nigerian movies in those days. When someone lost their husband, they will force that person. They'll put you on the floor. You will go and you will have to drink water from somewhere. They will shave your hair with the bottle. You will have to sleep on plantain leaves. It was something that was forced on that widow at that point, right? To me, I think grieving has to come from here. Your heart. What do you want to do because you lost your mom? What do you want to do because you lost your brother, like Mr. Rita said? Because when they force you to do that, I don't think that's grieving at that point because it's a tradition. You get for shave your head, you get for sleep for down there, or you get for cut at the particular part, you get for wearing at the particular clothes. I don't think at that point you're just doing it because tradition wants us to do it. I know I can never change that, right? Because that's where we're from. That's our tradition. That's something we have our great grandparents have done it, and it's a culture that has come up to this day. I always think and I wish that if you lost someone, you should have that option to choose how to mourn. There's some people who mourn with white, black, or any color, or some favorite something. I saw my husband did it with a chain, a necklace. He bought that necklace and wore it like all the time. I knew why he was wearing it. He bought it when his mom died, and he just put it on, like in remembrance of her. So some other person will go bald, shave their hair, wear black, and every other person will be like, no, maybe your own mourning and Olivia's own because it's just a badge of her mom. Maybe yeah, you that guy really touched now. You find the other person, enter a body yet. It doesn't have to be that way. There's somebody that will not even do anything, but she is eating her up right in there. Somebody that will just finish her and you see her and say, Olivia, I just say mommy died so. But Olivia does not sleep at night. You will never know. The person is going through a lot. It doesn't mean that she has to carry the grief all over her face. Miss Erika said that. Maybe her friend says, I go look at her. So say, try the man. Come go change her clothes. Let me hold with that bacala mommy her face shine. Right? But what is going through her? There are people who I did not see my mom for about I think it's 8, 9 months. because I was back here, and then about 9 months after that, she passed away. Those 9 months played in my head. I asked myself a lot of questions. I wish I could have gone back home. There are others who have been with their family members, like, okay, let me go and take a bath and come. And then by the time they are back, that person is gone. Those few minutes, they will regret it forever. It doesn't mean that because yours was just a distance from the hospital to Queen Market, and mine is from Cameroon to America, that makes yours much close to your mom. No, there are people who are very close to their family members. They'll talk every day, they'll video call, they'll exchange every other thing that they are doing, they'll do it together. So I'm just trying to say, don't compare another person's grieving with yours, or try to see two people and say, why did this person shave their hair? Wash and brush up, and then you do not do it. It means that this person, no, that person is feeling it more than you. It doesn't have to be like that. Everything comes from here, right? It has to be something that you decided to do. I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm gonna do it because I know those were things my mom liked. She was someone I worked with attack program. We go out together. I see the things that she'll say. When she come back, she'll say, wow, where those children really bury their mom very well and stuff like that. So there are a lot of things that she saw, and that she was looking at it like, when we go to a funeral, they have put up those pictures, very beautiful. So when she passed away, we made sure that those big pictures were there in front of the house and in front of where she was going to be buried, put her corpse out there for everybody to come and dance around. And then when we all retired back and we're like, okay, everybody was going back to where they were going, I was coming back to the US with that badge on my chest. It was hard for me to take it off. I discovered that every morning when I took a bath, I put it back on. Every day I put it back on. In the evening I put it back on. At one point I was like, damn. I had somebody in this town who told me that mommy don't rest, mommy don't die, need the rest. And then I just turned to the person that, well, no worry, where mommy die, nowhere am. And it took that person aback. That it pain, that's the that wordings. I guess he was just like, hey, it means my mother can also die. Because I said, no, no worry, where mommy die, nowhere am. And he called me back the next day and said, I'm sorry. When you said that, that's when I realized that, oh man, if my mom passes away, I'll carry her picture on my head. I'm like, yes, so please just, let it be. I wore that for a year, and the day I took it off, it was like I had thrown her somewhere. I felt so bad about it. I went to a tattoo parlor and put there that I love you, mama. That was for me. I was like, okay, I'm keeping you with me wherever I want you to be. Wherever I am, I'm keeping you with me. So that was my own part. Somebody will leave that funeral and never put on that thing and never wear black and never put down her hair, but she is dying inside. She has regrets. She has remorse that she wants her mom to be there, but she's not there. So don't judge. Don't judge. This is the other part of grieving I'm talking about, because at one point in our life, whether I like it or not, there's always an opinion from the outside world, right? You can be in your home and decide and do what you want, but somebody out there always has something to say. You cannot stop them. That's the truth. The only thing you can do is you can decide to listen to what they say or not. So to anybody who is watching us, our viewers, please do not judge someone when it comes to grieving. Let me take uh, a few comments before I go back to Miss Henrietta. I see Miss Mizzy Carey says this is really emotional. She says, Miss Henrietta, I think that's what Miss Henrietta was talking about, losing a loved one. She says, thank you. And then Miss Kiambom say, well, may her soul rest in peace. Thank you. I hope Miss Molly will see a message or will pass that on to her. And Miss Mesape said she lost her mom when she was just 9 months old. Wow.
Oh my God.
So sorry, Mesape.
Oh,
I hope and I pray that you are really coping well. I know you're coping with your kids. I
yeah.
know you're a strong lady. I know you're very, very pushful. I pray that Mama continue to give you that strength. And then she said she lost her aunt too, and that was a very painful experience. So Miss Akiambom says, wow, she really can relate because she has never lost anyone very close to her. Right. And then Ms. Gamasi Zita says she's watching a Mollie show all the way from Bamenda. Thank you so much. And then Miss Akemom said that is it. Mom, one has to decide. I know she sent that when we're talking about how to decide to mourn, like it doesn't have to be forced on you. And she says there's no need for comparison. So Miss Missy Carey says it's truly painful to know that people you love are gone and you'll never get to see them again. I have to be posting this on the screen, right? Today is not a good day for me to not see them again. It's truly depressing and sad. In as much as it's painful to deal with, we have to move on and allow God to take control of everything.
Amen.
Missy Carey, thank you so much. I understand. I know exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And again, we continue to thank God for the progress, right? And we have Ms. Akembom Naya said there must always be opinions,
Yeah.
just be wise in deciding what to do. Exactly what
It's
we're
true.
saying. Make
Thank
up
you.
your mind, decide that you want to mourn your mom in hot pink, or you decide to wear a Louboutin shoe the whole week, no problem. That is the way that you feel. Let nobody change your decision. Thank you, Akembo, for that. And then Miss Mizzy says everyone has their ways of accepting the painful reality of the departure of their loved one. Exactly.
Absolutely
Thank
right.
you so much, viewers, Miss Anita.
Yeah, I want to thank the viewers, and I want to thank all those that shared the experience. And like Miss Olivia said, we pray and we're so grateful that you're still here. That means you're doing absolutely well.
Well,
And I think the person that is in heaven that you lost is so happy and grateful. I remember one time when so many years passed by, I remember Miss Olivia sometimes would put her mom or put the candle. I'll be like, you know
oh
what?
yes.
Your mom is so proud of you that you should never forget. Because where you are now, you always tell me she paved the way for your life and she did great. So she's proud of you. And you mentioned something that it's still holding me back. I don't know this thing of tradition, Miss Olivia. I don't get it.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
still don't get it because it always falls on the women.
Ah,
When you were talking, I was asking myself, I've never seen something happen to a man when the wife dies. If you have a story about anything like that, please share.
I want to
Viewers
hear.
too, if you
Oh,
have it, share.
viewers,
Tell
please.
me what happens to a man when the wife dies. Do they shave their hair? Do they sit with the corpse in the room for like 5 or 1 a week? They don't bathe. They sit right there mourning. The women sit right there mourning. The corpse of the husband is sitting right there. She shaves her hair. She puts on nothing but loin. The women, people come cry, throw stuff on her. And the one that I don't get is the brother of her late husband gets married to her.
Hmm.
It's like, let me just, I don't know, there's so many traditions. I die, my husband dies now, and the family tells me, oh, your husband is dead. Your husband's brother has to get married to you. Okay, I want to see where somebody's husband dies and they tell the woman that, no, dad, you have to go get married to your, okay, I'm trying to put something. That's not, it doesn't work. So I'm trying to figure out where that, I'm sorry. When it comes to tradition, I am always like, these, my viewers. Just show me where tradition protects the woman or tell the men to do the same thing that women go through. I just want to see that. And I will believe so well in tradition when it comes to mourning. That's why I'm not so happy about this tradition thing, Miss Olivia, about that because women are really going through a lot. And the worst is they'll come over, the family members will come over, take out the property, leave you with the kids. Oh, my brother is dead. This is my brother's car. This is my brother's house. This is really your brother what? What about the kids? What about the wife? When the wife was there helping your brother out to grow, to prosper, to make it in life, it wasn't my brother's stuff. But now that your brother is dead, I'm sorry for those who've lost their brother or their husband. I am not being bad. I'm just going with this tradition. I just pray you understand me. They come and get everything from you. And they don't care about you or the grandkids that when the brother was alive, they'll be like, oh, we bought potatoes from the village for our grandkids. But when he passes away, it's a different story. It changes automatically. The woman is there to suffer. And when the woman is trying to raise her kids the best she can, it's the same people who sit and be like, now you become a prostitute. Now you're selling your body to me. Now you're doing this. You're taking everything from her. What do you want her to? I am so disappointed in that. I pray there's something that they can not they because it starts with us. There's something we can do in this generation to make people understand that. Think about those that are left behind. Mama is gone. Molly's mom is gone. She's left behind a lot. She's left behind kids, loved ones, grandkids, things. All I need from all these family member people is show some love. Give those kids. Don't bring this your traditional. I don't want to use this word bullshit, but I'm going to use it. Don't bring this traditional bullshit to come and
PS.
say, oh, your mom had all this money. Your mom went to this thing. No. Why didn't you do that when the mom was alive? Leave these kids alone to mourn their mom, to grieve, to soak it in so that they can move on. Don't bring your burden from your family and pour it on them. Nothing to do with them. I had to say that, Miss Olivia, but I really thank you for what you mentioned about that thing of African tradition. And I had this one of all we need to do is I like what you said about the ways of grieving and all that. I know I mentioned it, but I had to come back and when you lost someone, viewers, you reflect, your life changes. You know, things things start you start thinking, you start asking yourself so many questions. Even if you're living a wayward life, you think of balancing. Even though sometimes you were doing things that were not appropriate, things of fixing. I don't know if all have gone through that. It takes, I always say, it takes something to fix something, or it takes something to spoil something. It's rather unfortunate someone has to die to you, die, that you have to think of changing for the good. But it's a good thing because something has to happen for something to change. So you lost a loved one. How are you coping with it? What did the loved one's death impact you? What value
Yes.
did it bring? You can benefit from a loss. You can also not benefit from a loss. But I'm going to talk about the benefit that you got from it. I believe that when I lost my brother and so many loved ones right here, my friends losing their parent, their dad, their mom, and all that, it taught me one thing: to be humble. It taught me to be humble because at the end, all of us are gonna die. But what am I gonna sit right there in front of somebody who has died, Olivia, that I know that I'm not in good terms with that person? What am I even doing there?
Exactly.
What am I faking it?
Point.
That's the thing that I want us all now to ask ourselves, like, are you going to be there when that person, that friend, that family member, that person passes away? Are you going to be there? If you know you're not going to be there, do something. You all don't have to be so close. You don't have to
Mm-mm.
you had this cousin that people were not talking. It, you just call, just how you did, or just go on Facebook. Sometimes you don't want to call, give a text. Sometimes you text and you erase, you text and you erase. But that tells me that you have that person in heart. Some don't have it. Because I tell you, death sometimes spikes things in our lives. It tells me to value people, to value life, to value everything because yes, you're gonna go through. We're not perfect. We know all that. We're not perfect. You're gonna go through imperfection in people. You're gonna go through love, through hatred, through this. But there's one thing: we're all human. When we had this cultural week yesterday, Miss Olivia, our viewers about Cameroon culture, and this guy stood up from, I don't know, they said he was from the governor where he's white.
Yeah, I think. Mhm.
Yes, he said something at the end that just concluded. He said we should follow identity, but he concluded one thing: we all should know we are human,
Yep.
so we should respect one another. We should accept one another for their culture, for their beliefs, but we shouldn't hurt one another. I'm like, that's a good one. Yes, viewers, I'm just pleading with you all. Like we're mourning Miss Mollie's mom, we've gone through it. It's hard, but let's just pour love, please. It's soothing to pour love than to pour hatred. Like Miss Olivia said, somebody will be like, why do you wear mommy all the time? She said it plain and clear. Like, at that time she's not thinking.
Mm,
Nah, she don't
mm,
think. The things you just like, okay, when your own die, then you understand. And that's it.
mm,
And I'm
mm.
happy that person had to understand to come back and
Oh
apologize.
yes, that
Because
was the
that's the
best.
best thing to do. You know, you there's my sister-in-law's husband passed away with our permission. I'm sorry, my sister-in-law Eddie Kake. She's a brave, strong woman. She's amazing, guys. If you know her, you'll be like, whoa, I met somebody. And when the husband passed away, Miss Olivia, you were there, we were there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I came back from Cameroon. You guys did everything. I just came to bury their uncle. But I heard stories that people were like, oh, you're crying too much. Oh, you're not crying. She's like, hey, and I'm confused. I don't know what to do. Hey, you need cry. Hmm.
Anyway.
And you all know that people make plans with their loved ones before they die. They die. We were with Miss Molly. Remember, she was telling about the plan she had with her mom.
Yeah.
Her mom has already made plans to make Thanksgiving this
Tomorrow.
August, thanking God
Tomorrow.
for her life, her kids' success, the love in the family. She had to bring uncles, aunties, choirs, people left and right to thank God for what has happened. That's what Miss Molly was telling us. And Miss Molly was telling us that she had given mom some money to do that and all that. Like Miss Olivia said, we are in a distance. That's the best we can do. And I told Miss Molly she'll be proud. And I'm so happy for the mom she was doing that. She's been doing that all year
All the
round,
time.
celebrating her birthdays, doing
All
all
the
that.
time.
That is it's not because she knew she was sick. It's because that's how she is. Because sometimes we wait for things to happen before we change. But I think the best thing to do for us as human is to celebrate life, keep moving on, and celebrating with others. Even though the Bible says, be there in the place of mourning than the place of joy, he I my own perspective about that, I don't know about every other person, is that death, that person is gone. But celebration, I can have my 44th birthday, which is my 44th birthday passed, and next year I'll be 45. I'm still alive. So even if you don't make it at my 44, you can still make it at my 45. But when somebody is dead, that person is no more. We
No.
can't see that person. We can feel
Mm-mm.
that person. I think that's what it means to me. Like, go where there's mourning, be with that person. That's why I know in the Mollie Show, and all those that love Molly in San Antonio, all over the world, I know we're going to be there for her. Go there, talk to her. That's why I'm so proud of San Antonio, because we pour love, we show affection. That's what I believe. It might be somebody can be coming there with their own thoughts, but I believe if somebody is going somewhere, that is what I think they're going there to do, to pour love, to show affection, give what they have for that lady to receive and for her to be happy. Miss Olivia, girl, why this topic, Bobo?
All right. We are praying that
Thank
we don't
you.
have to come back to this topic again
Yeah,
because
I don't
it's
want
very
to.
emotional. I have
Oh,
you said something that I wanted to touch on that before we conclude today. You talked about you're not being in good terms with someone. You get up that morning, you don't want to say hello or anything. When you meet, you dodge and stuff like that. And then that person has a loss in their family, and you show up. Why are you showing up?
the person dies.
Why would you go there for good waiting to go and cry? Why are you crying? While I was alive, you could pass by as if I was nobody.
Yep.
Why are you crying? What's wrong with you? Why are you here? Those are
You're
questions that those,
pretending.
yes,
I
those are
woke up.
questions that people at the
Remember, I
side have
always say I
to
woke
ask.
up, give you slap, bam, bam,
Yeah.
bam, bam,
Mhm.
right on the face.
And then if the person lost someone, maybe I lost my mom, and then you show up. I had invited you maybe to come to my happy event when I'm smiling and wearing my beautiful dress. You did not come. Now that my hair is scattered, I'm sitting on the floor. You show up to come and tell me that, Asha, why?
I share
Why?
for waiting.
Why? So for me, make it work where everybody is still out here with their 32 teeth and smiling. Because after that those things don't matter. When that person is gone, you're coming there to, whoa, you don't. So waiting. I greeted you, maybe we're at a public tap fetching water yesterday. Did you respond? No. Maybe I had knocked your doors few days ago that I wanted salt. Um, you said, you tell me to stand there. Now you're crying and proposing that you'll get 2 tray jollof rice with 1 flask fufu and kati kati. I wanted salt,
Corn and
just small
granite.
one. Yes.
Only
I wanted
I
salt.
love kati kati and fufu corn. Don't put that one.
Okay. Man, bring that one. Okay, one corn and granite. Eh? Why? That is that when we're talking about what does grief mean to you, what have you learned? Those are some of the things I'm asking.
Yeah.
If you cannot celebrate with me, don't when you come now, there's something that I'll go back to tradition. They say, oh, now die they bring people together, now born they bring people together. BS, right? To me, you don't have to look for an occasion to bring somebody together. I just gave you an example here that someone reached out back to me and said, oh, I'm sorry for what I said. I've reached out to people like that. I've asked people that, hey, problem day. They say no. I say, okay, no, I don't know. Hey, me no be say problem day. Not that when you have somebody now who has passed away, I'm not praying for that, or that I have lost someone. Then you show up. Why? Why when I called you, you did not pick up that phone? Why would we put this? Why you want to put it now on my dead mom? That's why you want to come and show me that I'm begging that this we've seen it every day. Mr. Rita made a statement at the beginning of the show that at first we did not used to hear about death. Death was very rare. In the neighborhood, you hear someone who died. You can never walk that street that week. You are so scared. You are like, this is something serious, something has happened. But now it's very rampant. This life is short, very short. I'm talking again about what if you are just joining us today. This is all about Mami Ode. She's right here on our screen.
Mm-hmm.
That's Mama Atem Emilia Ode, the mom of our co-host Miss Mollie Show, and she fought a very very good fight. But today we lost her. So this life is short.
Please.
If you cannot, yeah, if you cannot make peace at this point, when that person passes away, how do you cope? How do you go there and start explaining yourself? How do you feel? How do you feel? So let me just go back to the comments. We're asking the
Okay.
viewers, right? We're almost going over our time. We're asking our viewers, how do you cope when you lost a loved one? And Miss Henrietta said something very important. Well, not important. It was a very funny one. That if you have an experience that a man was made to mourn the wife, I beg drop it, let us hear. Because it is very rare. We have not heard it before. So when you said that, Miss Akiambomnia said, because women are the weaker vessels, I cannot oppose the men. Unfortunately, my dear Naya,
Girl,
that's what happened. And Miss Missy Kaisha, I'm truly emotional about this topic today. My girl, I understand you so well,
it's
but I'm
okay, Mama.
happy and I like the way you have gone over everything. And Miss Akiambom, Naya also said she prays and hope we realize and make that change. It's when Miss Erica was talking about
Yes.
the men mourning. The women, they do a lot of, stuff to the women and not the men. Okay. And then Miss Irina says people with unnecessary complaints. I know this comment also came up with, oh, you are crying. Oh, you never mourn the person fine. Oh, you don't mourn her fine. Why you don't mourn her like the person? Unnecessary things. Okay. And then Miss, I think we're going up what I mean. Miss Ape says the morning
Oh,
show was very painful, losing my mom at the age of 9 months. Again, we are so proud of you, Miss Ape, for everything that
you
you're
made it.
doing with your kids and going strong. Um, Miss Irina says, may God strengthen Miss Molly. Thank you so much on her behalf. And we have Dora Joe. It's been a while. She says she's watching all the way from Nigeria. Thank you so much. And then Miss Irina, when we're talking about people showing up when you have lost someone and they were not even in good terms with you when the other person was alive, you call them pretenders. It happens all the time. You just have to keep your head
Yeah,
up.
that's life.
And Miss Dora Joseph lost a couple of relatives that I consider to be close family members. Um, I tell you, she continues here saying, let me see. I tell you, the experience wasn't funny. We can only imagine. We
Amen.
can only imagine. And she says the most recent was, let me see, the
Oh,
most
Granny.
recent, yeah, was her grandma, and the pain she felt was sharp. My condolence, Dora. We hope you are trying your best to cope with this loss. And Miss Irina says she's hoping that let joyful events to also bring
Amen.
people together and not only um,
Death.
death.
Yeah.
And Ms. Dora Jo says her deepest condolence to Miss Molly. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Um, and then last one for Miss Irina. She says she believes that the mom accomplished her mission. That's why
Amen.
she left. Thank you so much.
God.
We are 1 hour, 1 minute. So trust me, at the beginning of the show, I didn't even think we were going to make it this far because, again, as you all know, we are today is all about losing a loved one. This is because we're mourning our mother here, as you can see on our screen. And we thank you all so much for your messages, and we're all going to relay that to Miss Molly. Excuse me. Miss Henrietta, you want to conclude for us?
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Miss Olivia. We're trying to keep the time what it should be, but we're sorry about the late, and then we're sorry about this. But um, in conclusion, I know one day all of us are gonna leave this earth. But what are you gonna keep? What significance are you gonna keep when you go that is going to reflect a good part of you, or that's gonna reflect what you did to the society? Ask yourself that, because at the end of it, life is meant to be, and we're into that world with others. So I pray that we keep love going, we keep relationships going. I wrote this down, Miss Olivia. You have friends. This is my policy now in life. I have friends, but I'm friendly. This is what we should do, like Miss Olivia said. See people greet is being friendly, because you don't know tomorrow. We always think that we're so superior. We think we can make it. We think we don't need nobody. We no. I tell you, humble yourself one day. That person you think you don't even talk to, you don't even say hi, is the person you will need in life. Even the rich people on earth, the most successful people on earth, the godly people on earth, or the poorest people on earth, or whoever standard you are, you need somebody. So please be friendly if you don't want to be friend with that person. Like we all say, we're mourning. This morning we love you so much. You know we love you. Everybody in the Mollie Show loves you. Please stay strong with your family. Keep everyone in touch. Let's keep her in our prayers. And I pray that wherever you are, you've lost a loved one. We're praying for you, and keep yourself together, because I know the person went for a purpose, and at the end of it, you're going to make it. Thank you all so much for watching the Molly Show. It was a painful but good experience. We want to thank Mama, and we pray that wherever Mama is smiling and wishing us all luck. So thank you all from the Molly Show. Keep sharing, commenting, liking. We're waiting for all of you. If you have any topic, like we say in the Molly Show, send it to us through our email. Tell us what you want us to say. We're here for you, because if you're not there, we're not here. So give us any topic you want us to talk on the show. If you don't want to put it in the mentor, you can DM Miss Olivia, you can DM Miss Molly or myself. I'm going to bring it to the show. Thank you all for watching, and have a blessed day. Bye.